What's up, guys? Welcome to Past the Pop Culture. Whoa, that was a bad start. What's up, guys? Welcome to Past the Pop Culture. Man, I just started so plain right there. I don't even think I said the name right. All right, so today's episode, we got a lot going on, but of course, we're going to do a little introduction like always. My name is Ricky with my co host here, Mr. Fen.
Hello.
And so, yeah, but there's a lot of stuff to talk about today. It's kind of interesting. I think the biggest, most important news is what I think it just dropped today, actually, is that the Unity engine released their latest tech demo. And I feel like this affects me a little bit more than
Mm-hmm.
how it'll affect some other people, but I still feel like it's important to talk about because it will affect the games that we play and stuff like that. So, especially if you're into indie games and indie development, you're a hobbyist as well. This kind of affects you in a way, but it also doesn't, and I'm going to explain why. But yes, also some other topics we're going to be going over today is that Netflix is making a Tekken anime, which we're going to give our thoughts on that. We're not like huge Tekken fans. We've played it before. I don't know about you, Fan. Like,
Yeah, I
but
played it.
I've always enjoyed Tekken. I played it. I'm not a huge like fanatic about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think still it's an interesting a game series that has a lot of history.
Yep.
And then also a Plague Tale Innocence is going to get a TV show, and we'll talk about that too. And of course, we'll go over the the Halo Battle Royale rumor that's going around, and how hopefully Halo will come back. Fingers crossed. Like, I don't know,
Please.
man. I'm really I'm really just I'm dying out here. I'm dying out here. But yeah, I think I want to talk about the Unity engine thing first. So of course, if you guys don't know what the Unity engine is, it's basically a game development software company. So you download their stuff for free, their engine, and then you can just create games. It runs in it uses C# as its programming language. You can do 2D, 3D game design in it. People are even making like little other apps in it before. There's animation. There's a lot of stuff people are using like for movies and CGI. Making little
Hmm.
animated movies and stuff, but it's versatile, but that's my problem with it. Especially this trailer, it's not making me very happy, I guess, with the direction that Unity's going in. I'm now, I guess, kind of like to give a little background if you've never kind of like heard me talk about this stuff before, is that I'm kind of like a hobbyist, like programmer and like game designer. So like I work in the Unity engine predominantly. That's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much the only thing I ever use to make my games. Outside of like dabbling in other stuff like here and there. But so this does affect me personally. So I'm probably gonna have a little bit stronger emotions than most people are. And I think this doesn't matter. But I would highly recommend though to check out the demo to really understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, so Unity has been around for a while, and I wouldn't call it the industry standard, but if uh, if you're looking for a job in the gaming industry, it's pretty much know how to use Unity or Unreal Engine. Like some combination or either or. There's plenty of like especially like smaller game companies that use Unity. You'll see it all the time, especially like indie and hobbyist game developers. They use Unity probably 90% of the time. So when they came out with this demo, I mean, I know, Fen, you said it was pretty cool. I thought it was cool. It's all
Am I
real
not supposed to
time.
think
It
it's
looks
cool? I'm scared now.
no, 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 no. It's cool. It's cool. Like it's a cool little like real time demo from the YouTube comments. A lot of people liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the thing is, uh, having this like real time. Okay, so I guess the best way to explain it is that they are trying to kind of get more into kind of like that Unreal Engine 5 territory
Mm-hmm.
of like having like real time hair and ray tracing reflections and lights and all, they want to do all that stuff, right? And it's like I don't know. I'm not there for it.
Hmm.
It's just kind of I don't know, it's kind of a downer for me, I think,
Why?
because So the demo is trying to show off the graphical and tech improvements they've made, right? Especially since the last demo.
Hmm.
And so the improvements being that there's a better 4D render pipeline, real-time ray trace reflections, like I mentioned before. And then, yeah, okay, yeah. So it's a strand-based real-time hair solution, and you can map wrinkles and blood flow easier.
What?
There's skin attachment systems allowing high-density meshes for making things like peach fuzz. So
What?
with that being said, Unreal Engines already did that. If you
Yep.
want that, just go to Unreal Engine. Unity Engine is, I think, better if it sticks to making like smaller budget indie games. The average indie dev is not going to be able to put the resources and time to
Mm.
make these super high quality polished models and wrinkle, like it's just the resources needed to develop such a thing. um they're not going to choose Unity for the most part. They're going to choose Unreal Engine, if we're being honest, or build their own in-house engine. I don't
Hmm.
know why Unity is trying to chase this stuff. It's cool, I like it, but like, how about you actually fix the pipeline, the universal render pipeline? Like, there's certain things that actually need to get fixed in Unity, but they
Hmm.
keep adding new features, which is cool and all. But it's like, like this is a part of me that's just like, I feel like Unity is leaving its roots, and
Uh,
it's it's kind of just like going into, like, they want to become more of like triple A, kind of like a Hollywood, pipeline, but they're
mm.
kind of in like the indie dev market, which is 90% of their base. I would say 90% of the base is like smaller teams, double A studios, I guess, if that makes sense. Indie studios. They're not typically triple A, but I mean, it's interesting stuff, right? Like, uh,
Hmm.
I remember when Unreal Engine 5 did their demo, and I was critical of it too, because I'm like, okay, cool, but who's going to use this?
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's going to be a lot of big companies using this, but for like, by the time that tech, a lot of this tech gets massively adopted, the new thing kind of just comes out. And it doesn't happen
Hmm.
all the time. But that's the thing. Like, I really wish that they wouldn't focus on this, because the Unity engine is not for this, and it's becoming kind of a mistake. I think that's what it is, that they aren't trying to, like, what about still like fleshing out like the 2D tile maps, and like basically trying to make sure that the like universal render pipeline is easier to work with and more accessible, and like it actually works with all the systems built in. Because I remember there was like, I was trying to fiddle with it, and certain things wouldn't like mesh right,
Hmm.
like work, and you kind of had to do workarounds, or you had to go in and program it yourself, like to kind of get it to work how you want.
Hmm.
Like, I noticed like they've been kind of leaning towards like animation and stuff like that, and which is fine, I guess. But like, I mean, if you've like, even in like the most simple games that I've made, I don't work with Unity's animation stuff that much. That
Right.
like, it's fine, like to just be like to just set some keyframes here and there, but a
Hmm.
lot of it I program within the code. And if you're a beginner programmer, I'd recommend sitting down and kind of learning how to work and manipulate the animations within code, rather than using like Unity's in like, because they have like these node things that like you drag and drop around and like
Uh-huh.
connect, and like you set up conditions, and then you can kind of do the code. But I don't really like that, because it's not, because once you have like a whole bunch of them, it becomes like a massive like web. It's like a spider web. And like, just even like in the first game that I built, like my Metroid like
Hmm.
my retro Metroid clone, I like, I didn't even have like a left right animation like that were separate. I just flipped it. I just mirrored it. So even
Okay,
then,
that makes a lot of sense, actually. Okay.
so yeah, so it's like, if you're I only did it to the right, so that when you're running right, you have the arm out, but then it's like you go to the other side, it's not changed. It actually, I did that
Hmm.
too, and partially because that's how the original Metroid game did it too, but that's neither here nor there. But it just to flip it and stuff like that, and just a simple manipulation like that, I still had a bunch of like these nodes.
Hmm.
And because I had to have like a jump, aiming up, moving right,
Hmm.
jumping, like all these animations, and I'm like, man, this is just like a handful, and it's already getting tough to handle. I can just imagine when anything on any level of complexity, right? It would start getting really disastrous to try to use and
Hmm.
manipulate, and it adds a lot of overhead to your games and stuff. But they just need to fix that stuff. But they're trying to like chase this like
But now you have hair.
yeah, like yeah, the peach fuzz is cool, but like you can't like the average person going in is like it's unintuitive a lot of
Hmm.
it, and I think that I mean, a lot of I hope a lot of people would agree with this. Is like just Unity is trying to like chase this weird like they want legitimacy. I guess I think that's the best way to put it because Unity for a while has been kind of looked down upon, especially
Mm?
because their main thing was working with smaller indie developers. That a lot of the games done in Unity were kind of crappy, not that good,
Most mobile
and so
games.
yeah, and of course, it's mainly because the barrier to entry is pretty low
Hmm.
and that access to it is pretty easy. But I don't know. It's like, yes, there's a lot of bad Unity games, but it's just one of those things where it's like, well, a lot of them are hobbyists. Yes, you shouldn't be selling a $30 game when all you did was use Unity assets. Um, it's just one of those things. But there's a lot of cool stuff though with Unity, but it's just one of those things where
Hmm.
Unity has always struggled with being respected within the industry, and I think that's why they're going this direction because they want to be seen as like the gold standard. But I think they're just pulling themselves in too many directions. I think
Hmm.
that's just all it is, and that because it's trying to be Unreal Engine and then it's trying to also be an animator and for 2D or 3D animation, and then they're trying to do 2D games as well, and there's some things that it's lacking there. I mean, for a long time we didn't even have a tile map system built into the engine. Um, and there's a lot of things that other engines like I can't remember Godot would do that, which is open source, which a little bit more community driven, that can kind of probably do a little bit better or better off doing it in another game engine, and so like that it just gets kind
Hmm.
of I don't know, they're trying to be everything but they're nothing at this point in terms of like they're not there's not I still recommend Unity to most people, but they're kind of just like they're spreading themselves out too
Right.
thin. The R&D that went into this should have gone into fixing a lot of the bugs, right? Like if you start up a new project, you already have like 100 like warnings and like errors and stuff like this. And like
Oh, that
it's
sucks.
it depends too. I mean, sometimes you get lucky and you don't get them, but every now and then
Hmm.
when it generates a new project, you get all these warnings and errors and bugs and weird things that are just, glitches, and then like it's just really annoying because it's just like you keep seeing these warnings for stuff that Unity built in, but they refuse to fix because they just want to look like this cool shiny engine for everybody when they've kind of left their core base, their core supportive
Yeah.
base.
Interesting.
They're leaving them in the dust, which is the indie hobbyist market.
Hmm.
And yeah, the money's not there, right? Like, I mean, you just for every indie hit there is that makes like millions of dollars, um, there is tens of thousands of games that get put out that
Hmm.
maybe make $5 even if we're lucky. I mean, yeah, like it's just one of those things where it's like there's not a lot of money there, so they want to get like the big boys to start using Unity, and it's just it's one of those things where it's just yeah, I guess they gotta make money, but
Hmm.
they don't seem as community driven anymore, and since
Well,
they're kind of like
is there anything that somebody's made with Unity that like meets the standards of like this new demo, like at all?
no, I don't think so. This new demo, this stuff is very new. Like they haven't even
Well, I mean,
like the
like this,
stuff
like I
isn't
guess
even out
like
yet. Like
something close to the quality of this. Like,
like
has
a
anything?
high quality Unity game. I guess maybe look that up. Unity games with good graphics. I don't
Because
know.
when I think of Unity, I think of mobile games, and with mobile
So
games,
like,
it's not like the greatest graphics, right?
oh, I mean, yes, it's not the greatest graphics, but Unity has been made to make really good games. I'm looking them up right now.
Uh-huh.
Uh, a Firewatch, Escape from Tarkov is actually built in
Oh,
Unity. Yeah, so there is some no,
interesting.
like there is some graphical fidelity to Unity that people can do. It's just like the amount of work. that has to go into it. Like Hollow Knight, Cuphead is built in Unity. Like Unity's a solid game engine for things to do. Like, yeah, I'm taking a dump on it right now. It's just because, but look, what is Hollow Knight? Hollow Knight is an indie dream game. Cup Knight, indie
Exactly.
dream game, right?
Exactly.
Like these games, like Subnautica and stuff like that. Like a lot of these games look
They're not
really
triple A.
awesome, but they're not. It's not triple A. The
Mm-hmm.
only one that I would say is probably close to like how it like triple A looking is Escape from
Yeah.
Tarkov. And I remember when Escape from Tarkov was coming out way at the beginning, people were mocking it for using
Mm-hmm.
Unity.
That's true.
Not as much anymore, but people were mocking and saying, "Oh, they should just use Unreal Engine. I can't believe that they're using Unity." And I'm like, "Well, what's wrong with Unity?" And they're like, hey, "There's a lot of problems with Unity, for being honest, but I think Unity's great for indie, and I think they should stick with trying to get the indie market. Like even Rust is made in Unity. Like
Oh, that's true.
there's been some like good games in here. I think Magic the Gathering, the online
Oh,
card
it's
game
made
version,
with
I
Unity.
believe that
Hmm.
that is made with Unity. Hearthstone right here is made with Unity. But like, look, these games are not like,
They don't
I mean,
need
they're very
these. We don't need to see
aesthetically
the blood
pleasing, but
flow.
yeah, like this is cool and all. Like Risk of Rain 2, also Unity, but these things are stylized.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are low poly um games. I just don't think I just don't think that we need this when there's so many things they can fix. And a lot of people, I think the thing is, a lot of people are leaving Unity.
Mm.
Um, and because Unity kind of had its golden age from about 2015, 2016 to about 2019, 2020. They was having like this golden age, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where there's all these YouTubers up and coming. Bracky's, one of the main biggest YouTubers and content creators for Unity development programming and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. And he left recently to pursue other stuff. And the point being is that like the community around it was massive, right? Because
Right.
everyone used Unity pretty much in the indie market, right? Like that's what everyone used, and that's why it kind of got its bad reputation. Is like, oh, only bad games are made in Unity, because
Everybody could use it.
engines like Unreal 4 or 5, uh, they were mainly for the big boys. And
Mm-hmm.
while there wasn't as a big indie hobbyist community in Unreal Engine, but now we have things like Godot and Pico 8 that are coming around that are kind of filling that void that Unity is kind of
Oh.
losing these people. And I think in a few years they're going to completely switch from the indie market to just pretty much predominantly trying to sell to bigger game companies or even movies, VFX and
So can like a
kind of
VTuber
like
use
how
Unity?
a VTuber. I don't know. You can probably
Because
set up the stuff in there.
yeah, because you keep mentioning UE5, and there's literally a VTuber who just remade her V
Hmm.
whatever, and she's using
The avatar, yeah,
yeah, she's using
Unreal Engine 5.
Unreal Engine 5, and I was like, man, that thing looks really good.
Yeah, I mean you can do that, but the thing is, like Unreal Engine has its marketplace
Uh,
for what it's doing, and I think Unity's trying to be too much of everything, and so they're kind of ending up as like this nothing. They're like this.
mm-hmm.
It's like there's a lot of half baked features, like the 2D stuff,
Yeah.
especially can. There's a lot of things like you either have to get other applications or code it
Okay.
yourself and like kind of go in and do it, which is fine. It's fine, but it's like for someone like me who really doesn't want to I just want to boot it up and start working on my
Mm-hmm.
games. I don't really care
Make a
too much.
2D game, not
But
a 4K ultra blah blah blah.
yeah, but even then, like what, like I believe what's it, Octopath Travelers, right? That was made in Unreal Engine, and that has like the
Hmm.
HD 2.5D whatever,
Yeah.
like where they have all that stuff, and that's pretty cool. I just think Unity really needs to like grab onto the indie market because it already. I mean, don't get me wrong, like Unity's the amount of games being made in Unity has shot up,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like more and more people are using Unity, but they keep trying to distance themselves from that when that's where their success
Mm.
came from. But I don't know. It's a cool tech demo. I like it. It's worrying me as like a hobbyist and potentially wanting to get into game dev seriously that Unity is potentially trying to shrug me off, right? Like where I pretty much always use Unity, and I've always told people to use
Mm-hmm.
Unity whenever someone mentions something about games or whatever. I've always mentioned that Unity is a good starter spot, but that's the thing. Um, it's a starting spot for most people, and then they go on to like Unreal Engine, or
Right, right.
they stay in Unity, right? Or they go, or they some people have been making the switch to Godot, which I've been potentially thinking about doing, because I just feel like Unity's kind of like thrown their hands up and been like, I don't want to fix this, I don't want to fix that. There's things that have been broken since like 2019 that still haven't gotten fixed.
Sounds
So
familiar.
yeah, I mean, it's the nature of the beast. But yeah, like especially since like from what I'm seeing from like the Godot community, that
Hmm.
it's kind of growing right now, and people are really getting into it, and it's open source from what I remember,
Hmm.
and there's like a lot of community to it, and I don't know, it just seems like something kind of cool to support. But who knows? Maybe I'll just make my own game engine one day. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. I've always thought that'd be a cool project
That'd be
to try to
interesting.
make a game engine. Um, but yeah, like I mean, I'm not discouraged. I don't want to discourage people from trying out Unity, but yeah, like I just think this is from kind of like my perspective, that it's just kind of like, man, I want Unity to kind of like go back to its strong indie
Well, I mean, like
roots.
if you can be a VTuber, this sounds like it's what you should start maybe try using or something. I don't know, because that's the only
Yeah, I
thing
mean, I
I
was
like
like,
apply
yeah,
to as a VTuber.
yeah, yeah, and because like the Unity engine, like UI, while it isn't the most intuitive, I would say it's a little bit easier to get into than a lot of like other
Right.
softwares that I've tried. I haven't tried Godot, or yeah, I've tried like other smaller game engines that I can't remember for the life of me, that I tried years ago,
Hmm.
and I tried Unreal Engine years ago as well. So I can't really remember, but I do remember being like Unity was like the one that was able to latch on to the easiest, so that's why I kind of ran with it.
Hmm.
But but yeah, I don't know. I think if you want to see the demo though, uh, go to YouTube. But they're also gonna have a booth at the Game Developers Conference, or GDC. And so that's March 23rd to the 25th. So if you end up going there or are going there,
The day this would be
yeah,
released.
yeah, drop a comment or something if you're gonna go. I think that'd be kind of interesting, because I do follow the GDC, or I should say, I subscribe to their thing, because I like hearing their talks and
Hmm.
conferences and stuff. There's a lot of interesting things that you don't think about games, like, and they talk about it, and it's pretty cool. It's a cool little thing.
Nerd.
So I would like to go one day. I think that'd be kind of cool. But yeah,
Mm.
I think that's kind of my Unity engine rant. You know,
That was all you, because I
there's
had no
a
idea.
yeah, like, it's just thumbs up,
Yeah,
Ricky.
it's like sure. Well, no, I see.
Yeah,
I
I
actually,
mean,
I mean, I guess I do have something to say. Like, I can kind of understand your concerns, because for me personally, whenever I see Unity, it's like a mobile game, and it's not
mm-hmm,
like focusing on the blood flow or the hair flow or whatever. So it's like
mm-hmm.
it's kind of interesting that they're going this way. And like now that you're saying this, it's like, I wonder what the heck they're trying
Yeah,
to do.
yeah. Yeah, and I think it's just Unity trying to get some more respect for the brand by being like, oh, look, these people are using it. And I think, and it's tough because you want that respect, right? But I think it's just one of those
Yeah,
things where
but
it's
I
like,
don't
no,
know. It
man,
just
like the indie community for a while loved you, and you've kind of been abandoning them, and it's causing people to leave. I
yeah.
mean, don't get me wrong, they're still gaining people, but
Hmm.
eventually they all reach a point though that's kind of like, oh, maybe I should try another game engine. And when you don't want that, you want people to stay in Unity, and I think they
Yeah.
just need to fix some basic stuff. They just need to like just do some basic stuff. Well, I say basic, but the thing is they built so many things on top of it that it's going to require them to
To
like
fix
really,
everything.
yeah, like there's some things where I'm like, yeah, this needs some fixing, but it's probably going to be a lot of under the hood work. But yeah, hopefully the R&D kind of goes in the other direction, where I really think they should just make it easier to make games. Like I think
That'd
that's
be
just
cool.
all they have to they should speed up the pipeline for making a game, which that was the main thing that they were focusing on, that oh, you can buy or use paid for or free asset packs that help set up like character controllers and stuff like that, and uh like they have like first person, third person, asset bundles that basically uh, have already the movement installed for you
Oh,
already, so you don't have to like do all this crazy coding and all that, and you can just kind of get like a demo going of the game. And I think they should just start leaning back into that direction, because like I've always said, yeah, okay, cool, we're getting more graphics, but like can we just make it easier and faster to make games.
No,
And
Ricky.
that's what I've always been saying is like we need to focus on like just like the time that gets spent,
Hmm.
because like to sculpt out like a cool clean rig like that they showed in the demo, like to animate that in the skin, and I mean I don't have the patience for that, but that takes time, like because I've been learning a bit of Blender, and I'm like, man, this thing takes a long time just to like try to learn to make things here and there. So I'm like, respect to all my 3D artists, man. That's tough, bro. That's tough.
I can
But
imagine.
yeah. But anyways, done with my nerd rant, I guess. I don't know if you have any other thoughts before we move on.
Nope. That's all you, buddy. Like, again, I don't know. VTuber,
Yeah,
maybe? I don't
but
know. Ricky's gonna
yeah,
become a
but
VTuber. Use Unity.
those things you can make bank, man. From
I've
making those
honestly been thinking
VTubers.
about that, like, kind of a rant, but I'm kind of, because I do watch like more VTubers now, and it's like, man, I kind of
Hmm.
like, I don't know, it's very interesting. It's like, I wonder if we should try that. Just like one day out of the week, me and you are just like avatars and see what happens. I don't know.
I know. I'm kind of tempted to try something out like that because I don't know. It just seems kind of cool to be a VTuber, like to just have
Well,
like all the
think
you
about
can
it. We
have your own
always
character
like when
design.
you're, oh, in my personal opinion, when you're a kid, you're always like, oh, I want to be like Goku, or I want to be,
Hmm.
XYZ. So it's like, well, I mean, with this technology, technically, you can pretend to be whoever you want.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's just kind of cool. And then like especially since like things like VR chat are becoming more popular, you can
yeah,
I'm
the
pretty sure
metaverse.
there's an easy way to
It's Sword Art
to
Online.
port
Let's get
over
ready.
that stuff. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, actually, I don't want to sing it because then I don't want to get
Copyright. Yeah.
yeah.
We'll have
Yeah,
to talk
yeah.
to our fellow Quinn to see how she does
Our
it.
resident VTuber Quinn.
And
Yeah. Which
hmm,
everyone should go check out as well. Princess Quinn.
twitch.tv/Princess
Twitch.tv.
Quinn.
Yeah. So she's a good friend of ours.
What a
So
plug.
random shout out. If you're listening, then what's up?
If
But
not, we're mad at you.
yep. But you'll never know. You'll never know.
Just
But
kidding.
anyway,
Just kidding.
so yeah, like actually I do think like the VTuber stuff would actually be kind of cool to do. I don't know
Hmm.
how I heard it's pretty tough to make the rigs and stuff, so I don't know. I don't know. It would be it'd be interesting because it's like I don't think I can probably get away with like a 3D rig. I can probably if I
I
learn
mean, if
like
you buy that
the
new laptop,
maybe
hint, hint, nudge,
maybe
nudge.
yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah, because then that would be kind of I don't
Think
know how
about
you
it.
would stream
What
both.
if we are like, I don't know if there's a thing now right now, but our podcast and would be like VTubers. Is there a podcast that does that?
Podcast VTubers. I don't know
Like, instead of like,
if we
it's always just people talking. Like, what if it's a VTuber, like an avatar?
VTuber podcast. Yes, there is.
Dang it.
There's like a yeah. Actually, this looks kind of cool.
That's what I'm
Like
saying. Like, we could
okay,
do so many cool things with that. Okay, we're gonna be doing
all
some
right.
changes.
We're gonna be looking into that because that might be kind of cool. A VTuber. So yeah, if you guys think that'd be kind of cool, let us know. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of interested in that now because we can because like Quinn, of course, very
Hmm.
talented, made her own model. So maybe we should
I
kind
think that would
of
be kind of
throw
cool. I'm
some
kind of.
tutorials my way. And then,
Okay.
or what I do is that I create a software that allows people to make their own custom
Yeah.
VTuber stuff,
See. Boom.
sell that, make a bunch of money,
There you
and
go.
then boom.
It's not about the money, but yes.
College says otherwise, so
I say as I'm drowning in debt.
yeah,
Money doesn't matter. Okay. Anyways,
yeah.
speaking of
Pricing
3D
poor.
animations,
But yeah, so since we're talking about 3D animations, yes. So Netflix is making a Tekken anime. Of course, I mentioned that early on in the podcast episode. But yeah, I was not expecting this one to come out.
me
A
neither.
Tekken, I was expecting maybe like a Street Fighter.
Yep.
I would have seen that get animated before because of course we've had like the Street Fighter movie that happened like in the 90s. Is that how long it's been? It was the 90s, the Street Fighter movie.
Yes.
I have to look that one up. Man,
Maybe later.
that
No, I think it's that. I don't know.
it had to be in the 90s. 94.
Oh, okay, so we're both born. I mean, you were 1 year old, so.
94? No, it was 2000, man.
Oh shoot! I'm thinking of somebody else.
Hey, you're thinking of Angel.
Yeah. Dang, you weren't even alive.
Yeah. So I remember seeing it so long ago. I can't like I don't
I don't even
recall
remember
anything.
it.
Yeah. So but anyways, yeah. They're making a kind of like, well, it's a 2D of course, anime, but they kind of have like this 3D, like they throw some 3D in there to
Hmm.
kind of cut the corner with like the fighting animations, and I don't
I
know. I
don't.
like the art style. I like the art style. I actually like it because it kind of has like those. I always like art styles that kind of have like the thick lines, like
Yeah.
outlines from the characters. I've always liked that. Um,
Uh,
but it just that three when it kind of goes with the 3D, I'm like, ooh, like it's just not there for
yeah,
me. Like
yeah. It
I don't
looks
know, but
like you know how in anime when sometimes they use a 3D animation, it just looks like lazy.
yeah.
I mean that's probably really rude to say, but like
Yeah, I
it's a
mean,
cop
because it's
out.
a
I don't
lot of
know.
work to do that. It's I mean, yes, of course, it does make things cheaper and save money, but I don't know. Maybe they could have done something where they kind of make like just. But it's a fighting anime. That's the thing. So with fighting animes, I'm a little less uh willing to give the benefit of the doubt because I feel like if they don't get the cool, smooth 2D animations right, it's just always gonna feel like there's something missing. You know, that's the thing,
It looks
right? Like
worse than the video
I'm.
game, which is not a good start.
Yeah,
That's kind of my gripe with it right now.
like what was it? Regular Records of Ragnarok? Like that
Yeah,
one used kind of like a lot of 3D from what I remember, and that I was not too
and we
happy
all
with.
know how that
So, and
went.
because that's Netflix kind of greenlit that, or they're kind of working on that. I'm willing to bet we're gonna kind of get something similar to that. But I mean, from what because I'm worried because like from what they showed off was like the 3D animation right
Hmm.
away. If it was all in 3D, I would have been like, like okay, but
Sure, yeah.
yeah, like okay, it's not gonna be my thing. But like since they're kind of using it for like to kind of cover, or make things a little more convenient. But I mean, I get it. Like like those anime, creators, man, the artists, they work really hard and really stressed out. So it's like I don't know, but
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to discredit them, but it's just
yeah,
I don't
the
know. I don't
3D.
like what I'm saying, like terrible, but
Just the thing is, anime and 3D does not translate well.
yeah.
I think it's the same reason why like 2D American art styles just aren't really that good compared to anime,
Hmm.
but we make really good 3D stuff, right? Like Toy Story, right? Or anything Pixar, basically.
Anything
I guess
Pixar.
Pixar. I mean, even though I don't like Illumination, a lot of their stuff looks really good.
Hmm.
But we kind of specialize more in 3D.
Hmm.
And anime, I think, is better suited for 2D art styles, 2D drawings and animation. I think that I don't like
Hmm.
the
I can
I
agree to
don't
that.
think we've gone to the technology yet for anime to kind of look good when it's 3D. Maybe one day, but it just still looks kind of awkward. I don't know what it is. I think it's just
Yeah.
because you can tell it's a 3D model. I think that's
Hmm.
why,
Yep.
because it just looks different from the background. But yeah, I'm still gonna watch. We'll probably drop a review on it. I don't know if we'll do it for the podcast or we'll just kind of like
Do a quick
maybe do
one.
a little quick like 2 minute video or something like that, just to kind of what our
I'm
thoughts are.
I'm
We'll
already
see
very
how much.
skeptical.
Yeah, we'll see if it kind of just like goes over most people's heads and just whatever. But yeah, that's just kind of like I think that's kind of it. What I got to say on it though, because like I have to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't like the English cast for it either.
Oh, you don't like the voices? Yeah, I know some people were
No.
complaining about the voices. Some people like the animation style. I liked it. Some people were kind of like, "Oh, it looks cool." Most people seem to be kind of hyped for it though. So we're not like hardcore Tekken fans. So like, don't take our word as like
I mean, I like
gospel.
the
And if you
game,
like,
but
I like the game. Yeah,
I don't know.
it's just one of those things where it's like, if someone has Tekken, I'll play Tekken.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like I don't go buy the games. Like I
Hmm.
don't really go buy. I mean, I haven't even played I haven't bought Mortal Kombat like 11. I had 10 like on the PS4, but that's it. Like I
Do I
don't
have 11?
outside of Smash. Yeah, you should. I'm
Yeah.
already playing at your
Hmm.
house.
I don't know.
Outside of Smash Bros, that's really the only fighting game that I'll play because right now we're kind of in a Warzone, which you should go check us out on twitch.tv/past the pop culture because we be playing that every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But we've been doing pretty good too,
Yep.
even though we get our butts kicked here and there. But yeah, it's one of those things where we're just got to wait and see. I think it's just wait and see, man. We'll
I
be
don't know.
cautiously waiting. I don't want to say optimistic
No,
even.
I was like, I'm
It's
not even
really,
optimistic. I'm like super skeptical.
yeah.
I think I'm
All right.
I'm noticing getting really picky on anime now. So
I have been getting noticeably a lot more picky on anime as well. I don't really, not that I don't care for anime, but it's just like there's so many things
it's not scratching the itch.
where, yeah, I don't think anime scratched that itch for me in a while. Like I even Attack on Titan, while there's been some pretty good episodes, I still have to catch up on it. It's like
It's
I'm
kind of
probably like 3 4
dragging.
episodes
The
behind.
Jujutsu
And
Kaisen
then
movie kind of dragged.
really, I really like when Jujutsu Kaisen came out, I was like, oh, I want to see the movie. And then now I'm kind of like, like I don't know, man.
It was
Like
overhyped by a
is
certain somebody.
I don't know. Well, we'll see.
I don't want to trigger him. But My Dress Up Darling, that's a good anime.
Did you see that?
I'm
I haven't
watching it
seen
right
it
now. I'm
yet.
kind of hooked on it.
I heard it's. Oh, okay.
It's
Maybe
she's
maybe I
like
should
top
check
five
it out.
waifu like almost instantly. So
Oh, so at least Angel didn't overhype
yeah,
that way
yeah,
too, huh?
for
Okay.
two big reasons. But anyways, continue.
But yeah, so the other game, I guess that's getting adapted. Like it's just kind of weird that we're getting more and more game adaptations, and I know we've been kind of against it in the past.
Yep,
I still am.
yep.
But so A Plague's Tale, Innocence is getting a TV show. So I didn't play this. Did you play it by any chance,
I
Ben?
might have. I just don't remember. But see,
So
like
yeah,
this is the one of the games that I can see becoming a TV show.
yeah, and it garnered a lot of praise. So apparently it's set in France. That's what I'm told. That's what the article was saying too. That it's set in France. So if I get it wrong,
Blame
let me
them, not
know. But
us. Don't
yeah,
shoot the messenger.
but yeah. So apparently the game's set in France, and so it follows like two siblings, a sister and a younger brother, and so it's a, a plague, and then there's like rats and everything. That's what I kind of know. Like, and so that's
Yeah,
I
true.
like the premise. When I saw it come out, I was tempted to get it, but
Hmm.
apparently a lot of people like the story. It got some awards and some accolades that people enjoyed the game. And so they're deciding to adapt it into a TV show. From what I understand, it's a live action, and they're actually going to film it in France.
That's cool.
Uh, and the director's friend is French himself,
Oh,
which I thought that was kind of interesting that they're going with that. I like the idea. I like the idea that like if a certain story revolves around a culture, that you should probably get someone who understands the culture to do that.
True.
So it's like, yeah, like I just think like, oh, okay, again, a French director, they're filming in France. Like the game is based in France. Like, okay, yeah, it makes sense to me. Things are
What a
lining up
simple
here, right?
context. You know, I mean, concept.
Yeah,
Sorry, it's like, ooh, what?
yeah, simple
Oh,
concept. Like,
yeah.
wow, okay, yeah. So the thing is, it's confirmed. There's no like test
Nothing about
footage
it.
or nothing. There's no castings yet. We don't know when the filming is going to begin. Even they're just barely starting on it. But yes, it is confirmed. I don't know even like what it's going to air on. It's just like, yeah, there's a TV show we're going to do.
Hmm.
So we'll see though. If you guys want us to keep tabs on it, let us know. But I don't know. It's just one of those things. Just like I don't know if I want games to be getting adapted more.
Why
Like we're
are
gonna
there
get
so
again.
many adaptions like lately?
Okay, the last game adaptation I enjoyed was Mortal Kombat, and I thought that was good, but it wasn't like the greatest thing ever. I thought
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it though for what it was. Right, it was plenty of fan service, and I think that helped to open the gate. I mean, we had Uncharted, which I thought it was going to be a dumpster fire, but it was better than I thought it was going to be, which was not saying much, as I already thought it was bad. I thought it was okay. But it's one of those things where it's like if you've never played the games like Uncharted, you're gonna probably enjoy the movie. As someone who's played the
Ah,
games a lot,
okay,
it's
I
kind of
see.
like, So I wonder because I feel like that's what happens a lot with these games, especially like story-driven games. Um, they tend to be like, well, they change a thing here and there, and then
You
it's
pick
just
up
like,
on it.
like, okay, I'm not sure if I like that or not, or like the characters are slightly different. So we'll see though. We'll see how this comes out though. But I've never played the game, and that's what's interesting with this one. I never played the game, so I'm kind of tempted to commit the ultimate sin, watch the show, then play the game, and see from there what I like
Ooh, I'm
more. I
telling you.
think that would be very interesting. I think that would be very interesting because I haven't had the opportunity to do something like that. Because it's feel like like if you watch the Mortal Kombat movie and then you play Mortal Kombat, it doesn't really have like too
You
much
can't
of an
really.
effect. You know what I mean?
It's like
Yeah,
punch, punch.
it's like yeah, like if you watch the movie, you're not gonna understand the references and
Hmm.
have the same connection to it, right? Like I still remember, like, cause that they would okay. This is like in the early 2000s, so uh, they would sell those like basically a joystick with a game at the bottom,
Oh,
and
okay,
it
yeah.
was like a Mortal Kombat one. I forgot what they're called, and I had one for Mortal Kombat, and I remember like being like super young and my dad buying one and him being like, "Oh, I played this game when I was like younger, like Mortal Kombat," and it was super
That was
cool.
cool.
And then so like I remember playing it and I thought it was the coolest thing ever, like the original Mortal Kombat game, right? Like, but they're like I think if I remember right, like they did 3D model like scans of them, and then they digitize them into the game or something like that. It's like that's why
Hmm.
they're kind of like it's. I think it's kind of similar with like Donkey Kong. Uh, it seems that did on the SNES. Like it's kind of like these digitized things. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they kind of did something similar because they had like that weird pixelated like art style.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if you remember and I always thought that was so cool. Um,
that's a throwback, all right.
and so yeah, like and so I always enjoyed the Mortal Kombat games, but that was like a random rant though. But I always thought like, oh okay, like
Do you still
I've
have
always
that?
had that connection. Dude, I wish I did. That thing broke. Like they were like cheap plastic
I mean,
toys.
you
Like
did use it
they're
heavily, so I wouldn't
yeah,
be.
like
I'm not
that's what I
surprised.
did heavily play. But yeah, like they were pretty cool. But yeah, I'm gonna be interested to watch this TV show because I've never played the games, so I'll be
Hmm.
interested in watching it. We'll see. But who knows? By the time it comes out, I'll probably just play the game and then
You know,
watch the
part two of
show.
the game's
Who
gonna come
knows?
out.
Yeah, but part two's coming out later this year, right?
Oh, really?
I
I don't
think
know.
so. I'm not entirely
The
sure.
Plague Strikes
I
Back.
remember seeing it, but it's supposed to be coming out.
Hmm.
I think kind of like mid-year, but
I didn't know
don't
that.
quote me on that. I'm probably gonna be wrong on that.
Hmm.
But
I had
yeah,
no
and then
idea.
the last thing I want to talk about though is the Halo Battle Royale rumor. And because you've been talking about this a lot, and I kind of want to just talk about it on the podcast a little bit, because you're kind of down for it,
I
right?
am. Yep.
Uh, I don't know. I am kind of like, okay, I'd play it, but I just rather have them fix the regular multiplayer. And the rumor's been going around, but it seems like there was some like tweets and stuff to kind of confirm it a little bit more. And I don't know, what's the verdict here? You want it?
This
You don't
this
want
is
it?
this
What
is
should Halo do?
this is probably just copium right now, but because the game's absolute doo doo. My hypothesis is that the reason they are not talking to the community, not really fixing their game, is because they're working on the battle royale. Am
Mm-hmm.
I saying this just because I want Halo to be irrelevant and good? Probably, because that game's absolutely trash, and
Yeah.
I just have no. I mean, I kind of want to play it, but it's just like there's no reason to. And I do really hope this rumor is true to kind of like
Mm-hmm.
validate. It's like, okay, I
To give
guess
you
they
a
could
little
be
bit extra
excused.
shot of copium.
Yeah, I guess it could be excused. But then it's like, if all these problems still exist and then they make the battle royale, it's just gonna
Yeah.
become problems
So
on the battle royale, right?
that's what I wanted to talk about
Like
too, because I'm not sure you've been seeing like that people have been posting that the rubber banding, or I should say the delay,
the desync or
the
whatever they call them.
lag, the desync,
Yeah.
all that stuff is really bad, I guess, right now. Like it's happening on LAN.
Yeah.
LAN, Jonathan.
That's what see.
Not
This is what I don't
Wi-Fi,
understand. On the
not
tournaments,
even
they
just
get
connected to the
disconnected.
Ethernet.
It's like, how
That
does I don't know, man. Copium.
that you can see the desync on people. Like there's an article that had it where like of some dude's tweet and I can't remember it, but the guy goes
Oh.
with the mangler,
Uh
hits
huh.
the guy, doesn't register, and
Yep.
then the other guy that got hit, he went and then got the hit and then he got the kill.
Yep.
But like they were like flying in the air and then they just like jumped to each
Yep.
other and then it was just like this weird delay. And
Yep.
I'm like, oh my gosh, like a battle royale with desync that bad,
That's
like
see.
just
That's
being
then again.
shot around the corner, that's what's killed it for me in Halo is like the
Exactly.
desync being shot around the corner and stuff like that made me not want to play. And like, while yes, Call of Duty has its own problems, I'd rather just play Warzone,
Because it works.
even though I hate Activision, but the game works a little bit more than Halo right now, and I hope that with the battle royale that they fix a lot of the stuff, and then it becomes fun because then I would switch to that, like because we were getting decent at Halo,
I know. No, I
and
suck.
yeah,
I don't know. It's
but
just.
that's why we got to get the dubs in Warzone,
I
huh?
mean, hey, we're gonna do tournaments probably. Anyways, I don't know. I don't understand, especially because the pros are complaining, and like a lot of the pros don't even want to play the game anymore. And like
Mm-hmm.
the bugs and the desync on LAN is just unexcusable. Like, cause literally people are complaining, like, because of course we're watching from the observer point of view, and it's like they're
Mm.
shooting at nothing, but people are dying, and it's like, huh? And then it's like this should not be happening. Like, I don't. They should fix this. Like, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's just
It's
one
cool
of
that
those things where,
they're pushing the tournaments. They're pushing, the esports sides. Like, yeah, cool.
but like
But it
even
doesn't
the
work.
tournaments, there's more people watching like any like top streamer actually. Like I was gonna
Exactly.
say like Asmongold or something like that, but like there's more people watching like XQC or something than like the
Yep.
tournaments, right? And
Yep.
then like it's
Well,
just
because it's not
there's
enjoyable to
nobody.
watch.
Yeah, I mean there, yeah, like because like you're waiting 20 minutes to fix a DC,
Yeah.
disconnected, sorry. And then it's just not that like
On
entertaining anymore
LAN.
because then
Ugh.
it's like
I can understand
but
like a
that's
controller not working or something, but it's like, oh, you can't. Oh, the lobby's bugged. That's
yeah,
another
that
thing. It's
it's
like the
just
lobbies for private, they don't work, and it's just like 6 years, Ricky. They had 6 years to make this game, and it's like it's not even a game. I
yeah.
don't. It's just.
I don't know. We'll just wait. We'll call it there, man. We'll keep going, and then the
I'm
episode will be
sad.
3 hours long complaining about Halo. But well, don't be sad, fan. We're gonna switch to Warzone,
Yeah. Where's my
so
Snoop
we're gonna
Dogg
be doing
skin?
that. Yep, that's Snoop Dogg being in the game, man. I'm just
You don't remember back
all
in the
right.
day when Snoop Dogg had like voice lines and everything? He was an announcer or whatever. Man, that was
Yeah, I remember that. That's OG though.
Call of Duty.
That was like back with the 420 Blaze It Doritos Mountain Dew.
Oh
Like I
yeah,
missed that. That was
3D
okay. That's the
Doritos.
golden. That was the golden age of the internet. Pretty much from anything like pre 2016
Yep,
was like the golden age
good
of like
times.
YouTube. Like that kind of like 2010, 2016 era.
The,
Like was kind of
oh
like the golden age.
man,
More like 2012. I would say like 2012, 20 to 2016 was kind of like that
the
golden age of YouTube.
montages. Oh yeah,
And like yeah, like pretty much from like my middle school to like mid high school, like that was like it was the golden age, man. It really
man.
was. But I know I miss, dude. I know because I was going okay. So like this is a completely different rant, but I do want to complain about this because this pissed me off so much. Okay, because I normally don't go on a lot of websites.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of like going on like Stack Overflow or something like that, like to look up like some programming question or like whatever programming like help websites that I have,
Mm-hmm.
right? That I'm looking at. So that's really, I don't do like web surfing, but because like I've been looking for different articles lately, they're like things to talk about. And just being like, even just looking up different laptops, right? So going to different websites, seeing
Yeah.
like recommendations. I'm like, my gosh, dude, I cannot go on a website without like being like having to click on like 20 different things, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's
Mm-hmm.
like cookies, yes or no, and I just accept the cookies because I get so pissed off at this
Yep.
point where I'm like, stop asking me. I don't want you like the cookies, okay? And then it's like turn off ad blocker. We need you to turn off ad blocker, and I'm like, no, I don't want to turn it off. And then they're like, well, no, we can't show you this
Yeah.
article
Get
now.
out.
And then I'm like, okay, fine, I'll turn it off. Oh, okay, so you have to pay like $2.99 a month to access this. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, I just want to like see what the stupid article is about like the Raspberry Pi like new tech, or like they're just stupid stuff where it's like, okay, it's just like random tech stuff I want to look at. And then it's just like, my goodness, dude, I do miss the old internet where it's just you go on a website and then it was there, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't,
50-50 chance you
nobody
get a
knew what cookies.
virus.
Nobody knew what a cookie was, right?
Yep.
No one was worried about collecting data and like all this stuff. It was just, you went on a website, you looked at the information, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't do that now because I have to like accept all these things or deny all these things, or
Sacrifice a
like,
lamb.
yeah, like the Konami code. Like I have to like do all this stuff. Like, oh my gosh, like, and it's just one of those things. Like I just want to see this stupid website. and then it's just like it wasn't even interesting, and it was just like a clickbait article where I was like, oh, so there isn't gonna be this new tech coming out. It's speculation or rumor, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, man. Uh,
Cringe.
anyways, yes, cringe.
Wrap it up, boy.
All right, but yes, I did want to get that off my chest because that's been pissing me
You
off
feel better?
so much, dude. I feel better, man. Because just like this is why no one visits like many websites now. Because like it was cool to surf the like internet back then, bro.
Hmm.
It was cool to surf the internet. There's so many weird things on there, and bad stuff too. But there was cool stuff, especially the games, man. But now it's like, I can't, dude. Okay, but anyways, if you made it this far, thanks for listening to our rant. If you agree with the rant, leave a like and feel free to subscribe. If you're listening to us on whatever your preferred podcast platform, uh, leave like a 5 stars or a like or a heart or give us a good review. We would love that. And I think what else am I missing? Oh, yes. Follow us on our Instagram as well at Past the Pop Culture. We also have a Twitter. We usually give out the times when we're streaming, but if we happen not to, we always stream, except for today, but we usually stream, I should say, 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Feel free to check us out. We've been playing a lot of Warzone. We've been doing pretty good. But yeah, if you want to come in and talk to us about games, rant about the internet, talk like a boomer about how the good old days were. And yeah, I don't know. If you just want to hang out, man, we're always down. But yeah, maybe we'll look into that VTuber thing, man. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Hmm.
But I think we'll call it there. Thanks for listening, guys.
Peace.